memory is nothing but, or memory is in computer used to store data, instructions and information. We are using computer for different types of work. That is the meaning of the word versatility. And in the computer, there are two types of memory. One is primary memory and secondary memory. Welcome to First PUC Computer Science classes. I am Ravi Kumar KR, lecturer in Computer Science, Vidhyaashram PU College, Temple of Excellence, Mysore. Students, let us start our session with the chapter 1, overview of computer. Now, the weightage of the chapter is 8 marks. Here, 1 mark question is 1 and 2 mark question 1 and 5 marks question 1. So, totally the weightage of the chapter is 8 marks. In this session, we are going to cover introduction of computer system. We are going to learn different parts of computer system. Along with that, definition, hardware, software, data and information, and we are looking into the block diagram of computer system, and through which we are going to learn how computer functions or how computer works. Now, let us start with the basic definition of computer. Students, nowadays, all of you are aware of computer system, and most of you have used computer system effectively. Now, let us start learning the theoretical part of computer system. Now, the definition of computer system. So, what is a computer? Computer is an automatic electronic machine. So, computer is an electronic machine and it can store, recall and process the data. So, what is the function of a computer? So, computer is an electronic machine and it processes the data, and it can store the information or data, and we can access those data and information, and in general it processes the data. So, computers are electronic machines that perform tasks or complex calculations. Another name of processing data is nothing but it perform complex calculations or nothing but some different type of task or calculations, and how it is according to the set of instructions given to it or nothing but programs. Set of instructions or program. So, this is the basic definition of computer system. Nowadays, we are using computer system. So, here it is an electronic machine and perform or it does some task and maybe a complex calculations and based on the instructions given to it. These instructions are called as programs. So, and along with that, it also stores data and information, and recall means we can access those data which are stored in computer system. So, this is the basic definition of computer system. Now, let us move on to next slide. Now, let us see what are all the characteristics of computer system. So, here, first character is speed. What is the meaning of the word speed? Here, computer does the work very fast. As compared to human beings, computer, it does all different types of work very fast. That is the meaning of the word speed. It processes the data or processes millions of instructions per second. So, in other words, how can we say the computer works fast or it processes data very fast? Actually, the main parts of computer, that is a microprocessor, that unit, it processes or it executes. Another word we can say, it executes. It executes millions of instructions per second. We have seen in the previous slide. So, it works according to the set of instructions given to it. Nothing but program. So, it is going to process millions of instructions per second so that all the calculations does very fast. we can say that computers works very fast. Second point is, or characteristics is memory. What is a computer memory? So, in computers, the memory is used to store the data, stores the data, instructions, and even information. What is the purpose of computer memory? So, computer memory is used to store data, instructions, nothing but programs or set of instructions for processing, and information. Information is nothing but your result. So, after data processing, we get result. That is nothing but information. So, memory is nothing but, or memory is in computer used to store data, instructions, and information. And in the computer, there are two types of memory. One is primary memory and secondary memory. There are two types of memory. One is primary memory and second one is secondary memory. So with the help of these two types of memory, we can store a lot of information. That is nothing but memory. And the computer memory is measured in terms of bits and bytes. So that is the unit of memory. Here, what are bits and bytes? Here, 0 and 1 are called bits. So, computer works based on or with zeros and 1 or with these two are called binary numbers. So, all informations, everything in computer processed through these two binary numbers or combination of binary numbers. So, it is bits and bytes. So, this is the basic unit of, or we measure computer memory in bits and bytes. So, this is memory. Now, let us move on to next character, that is accuracy. What is accuracy? The accuracy is nothing but computer does all the works without any mistakes, because we are human beings. Suppose here there are chances of we do mistakes while doing our work, but as a computer is electronic machine, it never goes wrong. So here, suppose if at all any mistakes in our result, that is not because of computer, so that is because of the programs or instructions given to it by the user. So accuracy, so computer generated results are exact and without any mistakes with high rate of consistency. So that is nothing but accuracy. Next one is versatility. Another characteristic is versatility. Computers seem capable of performing almost any type of task, and it is used for variety of function. The meaning is that, so we are using computer nowadays, and here one single computer, it performs different types of tasks. That is the meaning of versatility. Means we are using computer for different types of work. That is the meaning of the word versatility. Next one is automation. Here the processor CPU follows these instructions until it meets last instruction, which says stop program execution. What is the meaning of automation? So computer is an automated machine, as we have seen in the first definition. It is an automatic electronic machine. So it does all the work automatically from the first instruction till it reaches the final instructions or final program. That is the meaning of automation. Next characteristics is diligence. Being a machine, a computer does not suffer from human pride or tiredness and lack of concentration. So here, students, we are being a human beings, we are not free from tiredness. Means we can do a lot of work and we cannot do it any work for a long time. So after some time we feel tiredness or maybe lack of concentration. So being a computer, it is an electronic machine, it is free from tiredness as well as lack of concentration. So this is diligence. Next one is cost effectiveness. Now the meaning is that computers reduce the amount of paperwork and human effort, thereby reducing cost. Nowadays, we are using a word called paperless office. What is the meaning of that? See here, we are using computer system, but we are avoiding taking printout of it, and we are avoiding generating different reports on paper or through printer. So that is, it is reduce the amount of paperwork as well as human effort. As we are using nowadays computers, so it works more effectively than human beings. In that sense, thereby reducing cost. So cost effectiveness, this is also one of the characteristics of a computer system. So we are using computer system because of all these characteristics. Now let us move on to next slide. This is data and information. What is a data? Data is a collection of unprocessed items which can be include text, numbers, images, audio and video. So what do you mean by data? Data is nothing but a raw fact, or we can say before processing it is nothing but data. So we can have different types of data. Data can be your text, it can be numbers or images, audio and video. All these are example for data. So before processing are nothing but unprocessed item are called data. Now we can also define data as a collection of raw facts. As I told you just now, it is nothing but a raw facts. It can be figures, images, it can be anything. And this data has to be processed. This is important. So that once the data is there, or this data has to be processed for the meaningful result or information. So the computer processes the data is called information. Means the result of data processing means once the data is given to the computer, it processes the data, or it has to be processed, we get the result. The processed data is called as an information, which conveys a meaningful and useful to people to take future decisions on the information. So we are using information for various applications. So here it is data and information, and together we can say computer is a data processing unit or data processing system. Means we have to input the data, computer process the data, and it gives us the result in the form of output. Output is nothing but information. So this information is very, very important for any process. So this is data, process and information. Now let us move on to next slide. Here, hardware and software. What is a hardware? The word hardware refers to the physical components of a computer system. If I say physical components, these components can see and can be touched, or we can feel that. That is the meaning of hardware. For this, we can say examples. Monitor is a hardware, keyboard, mouse, printer, etc. All these are examples for hardware. So what is a hardware? Hardware is nothing but the physical component of a computer which we can see and feel, or we can touch. That is hardware. Next definition is software. Software refers to the instructions or programs that tell the computer or the hardware what to do. So what is a software? Software is nothing but it is a set of instructions or computer programs are called software. And here there are two categories of software. One is system software, second one is application software. So in software there are two categories. One is system software and second one is application software. Now let us see the definition of system software. What is system software? System software consists of the programs that control or maintain the operations of the computer and its devices. First of all, software is a program. Under that, we have system software. So system software is a type of programs and we are using it to control or maintain the operations of the computer system or nothing but the hardware and devices. So this is nothing but system software. and system software are serves as the interface between the user and the application software and the computer's hardware. So if I say an interface, it is in between. So between user and the computer. So it is a software that is interface, that is system software. So it is an interface between the user and the application software and the computer hardware. So this is the definition of system software. Next definition is application software. So application software consists of a program. It is nothing but a program designed to make users for more productive and assist them with a personal task. Or in other words, we can say application software or a type of program or a type of software which are developed for a one particular application. So I repeat once again. So application software is a type of programs are designed. These are designed for a particular or a specific task. That is nothing but application software. Now we can see many examples for application software. MS Word application is a application software, and most of you familiar PowerPoint. PowerPoint is an application software, and gaming software, it is an application software. So these are all different types of application software. Now let us move on to next slide. That is functional components of a computer or working of each unit. And here we are going to learn what are different parts of computer and what are functions of individual parts or how it's going to work or computer how functions. Now basically any computer is supposed to carry out the following functions. If you talk about computer system, here there are three parts of computer system. Okay, one is input unit, one is output unit, and one more is CPU. Okay, and here first of all how computer works. First, it accepts the data and program as input. And here, first step in computer function is it has to accept the data and program from the user as an input through input devices. Through input devices. Input devices are nothing but keyboard and it can be mouse. So here user has to input the data through input devices. Now, it stores the data, programs and retrieve as and when it is required. So, once the data has been input through input devices, it has to be stored in the computer memory for processing. Now, process the data as per the instructions given by the program and convert it into useful information. So, this is important. Once the data is given, computer processes the data with the help of instructions given to it in the form of programs. Then it gives us the result or information, useful information. Now, this communicates the information as output. So, the result is nothing but information or it is output and is going to the user through output devices like monitor and printer. So this is how basically computer functions works. Here first is accept the data from the user through input devices, then process the data and it gives us the result through output devices, and all these works based on the instructions given to the computer. So now look at the block diagram of a computer system. Block diagram of computer system, it indicates how computer functions. So as I told you, computer, there are three parts in computer system. One is input unit, output unit, and this is called CPU. That is another part is called CPU. This CPU is again divided into three parts. One is memory. This together is a memory, primary and secondary memory, and control unit, and arithmetic and logic unit. So there are three parts of computers: input unit, output unit, and CPU. And again CPU is divided into three parts. One is memory, control unit, and arithmetic and logic unit. So here, as we have seen in the previous slide, first data goes to the computer system through input devices. As examples are keyboard and mouse. Through input device, the user enters the data. So when the data is entered through input devices, first it stores the data in computer memory. Along with the instructions. So once the data is stored in the computer memory along with instruction, then the control unit, it instructs it sends information in the form of signal to the memory to transfer the data to the ALU, that is arithmetic and logic unit, for processing. So ALU, it stands for arithmetic and logic unit. This is the place where arithmetic and logical calculations takes place inside the CPU. So this function of memory is only to store information, data and instructions. It cannot do any sorts of calculations. So for calculation, it has to be moved from memory to ALU for calculation. Once the calculation has been completed, then these data with the information or the result goes back to the computer memory for storage. Then again, after the instructions from the CU or control unit, the output will be displayed on the output unit. Example for output unit is monitor, or it can be printer. So the result or information is displayed through output devices or output unit. So this is how computer functions. So here I repeat once again, please understand this. So first data, what a user is going to enter, it will be entered through input unit, goes to this memory unit for storage along with the instructions or the program, and this data again it moves to ALU. ALU is the place where arithmetic and logical operations takes place. So it does all different type of calculation inside this. Then after calculation, the data with instructions and information moves back to this memory unit. And from the memory unit, it goes to output unit for the user. So this is how computer functions or works. So this can be explained with the block diagram of computer system. Students, in our first session, we have learned the basic definition of computer system and what are the characteristics of computer systems and data, information processing or data processing cycle, then how computer functions or how computer works through the block diagram of computer system. Let us meet in our next session. Thank you very much.